Hey everybody, it's Rob Hoadley coming to you on day 16 of Sudden Cardiac Arrest Awareness Month. So far I've been talking a lot about AEDs and talking about survival from cardiac arrest, but anybody in this industry or this business knows that nationally our survival rate is suffering somewhere in the 10% or less range. So 9 out of 10 people would not make it, basically. And so what about those folks? What about those families? If we're going to raise awareness, we need to raise awareness on what happens after somebody doesn't have a favorable outcome. Well, for those people that were involved, either as rescuers or as family members, or now that are grieving, that are trying to process these questions of why and why them, and how does this happen, and what can we do to solve that or change that? Sudden Cardiac Arrest Foundation has a lot of resources for that. If you log on to the Cardiac Arrest Foundation, Sudden Cardiac Arrest Foundation, I'll put a link down in the comments, and they have a lot of resources for that through their own piece, and then also CASA, the Cardiac Arrest Survivor Alliance. There's a lot of collaboration and discussion and links and connection to a lot of different services that may not otherwise be discovered. And then additionally, though, when you have, like I talked about before, there are 10,000 kids a year that pass from sudden cardiac arrest, approximately. There are parents that many of them belong to what's called Parent Heart Watch, an organization founded and supported and developed by parents who have lost their children to sudden cardiac arrest. There are some that are involved now that their kids survived cardiac arrest, which is great, but the majority is still the tragic side of that equation. And you know, some of those parents are those inexplicable heroes that can just turn around and head back into the wind and say, I'm going to do something so that it doesn't happen to someone else's child, right? And so there are a few off the top of my head, like the Greg Moyer Fund. It's Rachel Moyer who leads that, and the Eric Paredes Save a Life Foundation, that's headed by Irina Paredes and Hector Paredes. The Peyton Walker Fund. You have Lionheart Heroes out of Seattle, or out of the Seattle area. Justin Carr Wants World Peace out of the Bay Area by San Francisco, and the Travis Roy Foundation, which is also in Southern California. But a lot of these foundations are able to come together and get screenings done for teen athletes or just students in general, to try and find that underlying heart condition that may turn into cardiac arrest later. I can't even imagine being, as a father, I can't imagine being these people that lose their son or their daughter or a loved one to cardiac arrest, and then have to keep going. But then also to volunteer to talk about it day in and day out, and set up screening events where you talk about why you want to do this. And man, that's a part of this whole question that's, that we should be aware of as well. So if we're raising awareness all the way around, we should raise awareness about getting AEDs and trauma kits into places they're needed, but we should also raise awareness for the folks that have lost people and can use that help. And then, and incredibly support the people that have turned it into a platform to save more lives and to screen more teens and to get more folks aware of what those screenings and those tests can do, and then what kind of corrective procedures can be made so that we can mitigate the risk of cardiac arrest in young people going forward. Anyway, just a massive shout out to those folks that are making those foundations possible. This is the longest video, but I think it's something that's worth every bit of this time, because those people are incredible. I'll put links to all those organizations in the comments, but I also want to remind you all that 2 to 3 Pacific time on October 24th is a CASA, the Cardiac Arrest Survivors Alliance webinar. So it's 2 to 3 on the 24th of October. It's me, Joe Farrell, and Patricia Gillis telling our story and talking about how to pay it forward, pay our survival forward. But there's going to be some really good content, some really good people on there that I think it's going to be really impactful for everyone. And then November 29th to December 2nd, like I mentioned, is the Sudden Cardiac Arrest Survivor Alliance, or Survivor Summit. Yeah, that's right, the summit, and that's also here in San Diego. But anyway, try and reach out to some of the foundations that I'm going to put in the comments below, and then reach out to me if you're looking for an AED or a trauma kit. It could be one or it could be 1,000. Doesn't matter. I've only seen people use one at a time, So please like and subscribe, and reshare, repost these videos so that folks know that the awareness conversation is happening, and that we care, and that because it's up to us, me and you, to respond to really make this survival rate go up. That's the real deal. We have new devices, we have new training, we have new programs, but it really takes the people that witness an event the places to be prepared, but then also the people that are witnessing the event to be CPR trained, AED certified, and ready to act when they need to. All right, kind of babbling now, so I'm going to stop. You guys have a great day, and I'm going to come see you tomorrow. Thanks.